Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Hi, welcome to our webinar, Focus 1 to 3. Shall we do
Exactly.
some introductions?
Yes, please. So, my name is Alex. I am 27 years old
Wow, you're having trouble remembering, Alex.
or 28. I am 27 years old,
What year were you born?
92, April. So,
So
yeah,
you're almost
27,
20, almost 28.
almost 28 years old. I come from the southwest of England and I live in Bologna, Italy. How
All
about
right.
you, Sophia?
Well, my name is Sophia. I come from London,
Mhm.
also in the southwest of England, but not
Southeast.
southeast, right? Yeah, I always confuse east and west, southeast of England. And I live in Bologna for 4 years, and I work at Bologna Mille, my English school, Bologna Mille. And I am
Exactly.
28 years old, almost 29 in 10 days.
Oh,
All right.
everyone's got their birthday at this time.
This time, yeah, there's a lot of birthdays at my English
Yeah.
at
Joanna
at
had
our
her
school.
birthday
Kendra had
yesterday.
her birthday
That's true.
the
That's
week
true.
before. Yeah,
Oh, wow.
a lot of spring babies.
Yeah. I never thought of that, but yeah, we
Uh-huh.
have a lot of them. What are you going to do to celebrate your birthday?
I'm going to eat a cake. I'm going to
Any
assist
cake in
assist in the
particular?
creation and eating of my birthday cake. I don't know yet. Probably, possibly chocolate cake, which is
Uh-huh.
my favorite. So, but I haven't yet decided.
Nice. Fingers crossed for your
Yeah,
cake.
we'll see. Well, how are you going to celebrate your birthday?
Um, the same, I
Yeah.
imagine. It's on the 2nd of April, so
Oh,
um,
2nd of April.
we'll
So
still
you
be
will
at home.
still be at home. All
Yeah,
right.
exactly. I had to cancel my Japan flight for my brother.
Oh no, I had to
So
cancel
we'll
my
see.
I had to cancel my birthday trip as well, unfortunately.
What
Uh,
can we do?
no, very little. Okay.
So I think we're starting this lesson all about in a hotel
Yes, we are
with,
talking about hotels today.
I think we're starting with a question, aren't
Hmm.
we?
Yes, absolutely. If we can bring up the question, our
What is it?
question for you is how many different types of hotel, different types of accommodation do you know? So when you go on holiday, where do you sleep? Where do you stay? What is your different types of accommodation? Very
Exactly.
nice. So I
There
will
we go.
start with a very simple one, hotel.
Hotel, yeah.
Yeah. Um, can we think of any other examples?
Um, I think we can have maybe a bed and breakfast.
Yeah, bed and breakfast. That's really good. So it's similar to a hotel, but I think it's much smaller usually. And very often, a bed and breakfast isn't a structure dedicated to being a hotel. It's usually somebody's house, which has been converted, changed into a place for people to stay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, a bed and breakfast can be shortened to just a B and B.
Yes, absolutely. Also, another thing about bed and breakfasts, which are opposed to hotels, is that hotels are often companies, whereas a bed and breakfast is more often a family business,
Yes,
more commonly. And maybe
definitely.
you will have two people, three people staying there, but usually there's not that many rooms.
No.
Um,
And it's usually a little bit more of a personalized experience.
Absolutely, yeah. Hotels, especially very big hotels, can be quite impersonal, whereas B&Bs are always a bit more welcoming, a bit more
Yeah.
familiar, let's say.
You
I
ask
will.
questions, which
Mm,
is nice. Nice. You can talk to them directly and ask for
yeah, absolutely.
recommendations.
We can also have hostel, which
Hmm.
is different from a hotel because a hostel, I suppose it's a budget hotel. It's a lot cheaper
Yep.
and I think is more directed towards young people, students, younger travelers. Do you agree?
Yes. So usually a hostel, so a hotel has a room
Mm.
usually, but a hostel has a big room where you share the room. You just have a bed essentially.
Yeah, we call these dormitories, or if you want to shorten it, we can say dorm. So, as Alex said, a big room with many beds. There could be four, six, eight beds, and very often you share this room with people that you do not know. This is why it's so much more economical than a hotel.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah.
like hostels?
I liked hostels. Few
Exactly.
years ago when I traveled more often. I think hostels are great if you have more time and less money because you you can stay there for as long as you like. You pay very little. So when I used to go on holiday and I had a very low budget, I would stay in the hostels quite often. But
Exactly.
now I prefer to stay in a B&B because
Yeah.
it's not very expensive. Often it's not too
Hmm.
expensive, and it's just a much more friendly, a much more welcoming experience.
And the locations are usually very good as well
It's
with
true.
B&Bs.
Yeah. What do you prefer, Alex?
Me too. I prefer B&Bs just because the locations are very different and you can always find something that is perfect for you. With hotels, they usually have a good location in the center of the city,
Yeah.
but you usually have to pay quite a lot of money for a room. Whereas
Yeah,
with the bed and breakfast, sometimes you can have the entire flat to yourself
it's
and
true.
you're more independent.
Yeah, it's true. Um, what other types of hotel can we think of? Maybe you could stay in an apartment, so like a bed and breakfast, but you don't rent out one room, you rent out an entire apartment.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have the entire place,
Yeah,
very
you have
relaxed.
absolutely. You also have a kitchen available, you have a
Yeah.
living room. Maybe this is ideal if you have a big group of people, or maybe when families go on holiday together,
Yeah.
this is much more ideal.
Mm. Also, because, for example, with a hotel, a bed and breakfast, and a hostel, so hotel sometimes can provide breakfast and
Mm.
you pay extra for dinner, supper. Same with bed and breakfast and hostels. Do they even provide breakfast?
Hostels, hostels, some of them do provide breakfast. Yes, I have
So
stayed in
some of
hostels.
them.
I have stayed in hostels where breakfast was also provided.
Nice. But
Yeah.
usually you have to pay extra for the food. With the apartment and flat, you can go to the supermarket, buy some food, and then
And
cook,
yeah,
which is
so you are.
cheaper.
It's cheaper and you're a lot more independent. I think it's better also if you are staying somewhere for a long time. You know, there is. I feel like there is a limit to the number of times you can eat at a restaurant, and then eventually you want to cook for
Yeah,
yourself. So if you're
definitely.
staying, and it gets expensive as well. So if you're staying somewhere for a week, 2 weeks, even more, you want to have an apartment, so you have a kitchen, you can do shopping, cook,
Hmm.
etc. Do you know where I also like to stay, Alex?
Well,
In the summer, I like to go camping, and I like to stay in a
oh,
tent.
really?
Yeah,
Oh, so we
I
have
have never.
camping.
Yeah, I've never stayed in a. Well, when we camp, when we go camping, we can sleep in a tent, or we can
Hmm.
sleep in a caravan, or
Oh,
in a
nice.
camper. Do you know the difference, Alex, between a caravan and a camper?
Is the caravan the all-inclusive? So it's in, or is it the other way around?
I think it's the other way around. So a
Thank you.
caravan is the one that you attach to your car and you pull it with you. But a camper
Exactly.
is all inclusive. So it's the
Okay.
a motorhome would be a synonym, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motorhome.
Yeah.
Exactly. Have you you haven't stayed in one of those?
I've never stayed in a caravan or in a camper, no.
Me
But
neither. I
sometimes,
wanted to
yeah.
I went to Iceland last year, and I wanted to rent a camper van essentially for the
Yeah.
entire trip, so we didn't
That
have
would
to
have
worry
been
about changing.
fantastic. Yeah.
But it was the first time using a camper van, and there are strong winds in Iceland, so we
Yeah.
didn't risk it.
I think it's something that you need to get used to it rather than
I
just
think so too.
surfing. But no, in the summer, I very often will take my tent and I will go camping, which I like very much because you can be outside all the day. You have nature around you. I've never been camping in the winter. I think I would hate it, but in the summer it's very nice.
I don't know. I've seen some campers that have bathrooms included and heated water and heating as well, which seems quite luxurious in
Do
a,
you know what this is called?
what?
This will be a new word. So if you're interested to learn some slang, this is called glamping. I should not have said that while you're drinking water.
Glamping is good.
So you take, it's a combination of two words, camping and glamorous. Okay, glamorous is something really fantastic. So glamorous camping, glamping. So when you go camping and you have hot water, you have your spa, you have your jacuzzi, you have your wardrobe with all of your clothes. This is glamping.
So we have this especially in music festivals now.
Yes, absolutely. If you go to famous music festivals like what's it, Glastonbury, or a very famous one also is the Burning Man Festival in is it California?
I think so. It's in the desert somewhere, isn't it?
Yeah, and a lot of celebrities and VIPs will go in these fantastic tents.
Yeah, they're not even tents anymore. They're basically homes.
No,
they're probably nicer than our homes, to be honest.
They're probably nicer than our apartments here in Bologna.
Yeah.
And this is also very, very expensive as a place to stay, as an accommodation.
I'm trying to think of any other accommodations, but I think that's about
it.
I
don't think of anything else either.
Like other than chalets and bungalows and.
Yeah, chalets, bungalows. If you're staying in in the mountains, you might stay in a mountain lodge, which is essentially a hotel or a B&B, but in a traditional mountain house made of wood.
Exactly. They're very beautiful.
Yeah, they are lovely, and they often have these old, huge, very, very big old fireplaces as well, which is very, very romantic. Okay, shall we look at our focus for today?
Yes, let's. Yeah. So we have these objectives today, which is we're going to talk about hotel rooms,
absolutely,
how to ask for what you want, and greetings at a reception desk.
Fantastic. So
we have the reception here.
Exactly, you can see here the reception desk. And what do we call the person, the woman in the picture on the left? She is the person who works behind the reception desk, and we call this person the receptionist.
Exactly. So let's try and practice that word as well, because it's difficult. Receptionist.
In this word, the C in the middle of the word is not pronounced sh, as you might pronounce it in Italian, but like an S, receptionist.
Exactly. And the same with the TI. So if we have a TIO, this is sh. So shun,
Exactly.
not tion, but sh.
Exactly. So practice this word at home, receptionist.
So yeah, receptionist.
But Alex, what about the man in this photograph, the person on the right? What is his job?
Is it the bellboy?
I would call him a bellboy as well, yes. But what does he do in a hotel?
The bellboy goes and takes your suitcase, your luggage, to your room.
Yes, exactly. They are also often available, I think, for information if you have questions or small requests. If you need something in your hotel room, he will also provide some room service, possibly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, is it called a bellboy because you ring the bell?
Possibly, yeah. This
I
might
don't know.
be an old habit, an old custom that we probably still do in some hotels, but you would ring a bell, ding, 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 and he would come running and say, "How can I help you?" So this would be the
They're
bell.
usually the people in, again, old style hotels that are waiting at the front of the hotel.
Absolutely.
When you arrive in your car, like James Bond, you have your your suitcase, and you throw the car keys and the luggage at him.
Okay. Well, I hope nobody's throwing luggage at anybody, but
no, hopefully not.
So what we'll do now is we will play a little game of guest or receptionist. We already looked at the word receptionist, the person who is at reception in the hotel and works for the hotel, says hello when you enter. The guest, who is the guest?
The guest is you, the customer. So when you go to a hotel, you are not Alex. Well, you are, but you are the guest.
Exactly, the person who will stay at the hotel. So what we will do is we will read the sentences and you can guess who is speaking, the guest, so the customer, or the receptionist. Okay, let's read through these. Shall we read one each, Alex?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to be Miss Evans.
Oh, go on.
Number 1, I'm Ms. Evans.
2, I have a reservation.
Nice. 3, hello. Welcome to the Royal Hotel.
4, nice to meet you, Ms. Evans.
5, here are your room keys.
6, what's your name?
Fantastic.
Yeah. Let's look at some vocabulary and pronunciation in this dialogue. In the second sentence, I have a reservation. A synonym for a reservation might be a booking, for example. So it is when you call or maybe send an email to the hotel in advance and you reserve, you book, you save a room for yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So a lot of the time hotels don't have rooms available at every single time of the year. So you need to book in advance.
Absolutely.
Especially for the summer or winter if you're in a mountain lodge.
Okay. Then we have in the fourth sentence, nice to meet you, which is what you say when you meet somebody for the first time. They will say their name. For example, hello, my name is Sophia. And the other person will respond with
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Or you might also have heard an alternative, pleased to meet you, which has exactly the same meaning.
Exactly. Which one do you prefer?
I usually say pleased to meet you.
Oh,
it's not a preference. It's just what I say. It's a habit. I usually say pleased to meet you.
I usually say nice to meet you.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what
Hmm.
what you are accustomed to, your habits.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah.
How interesting. And then finally, we also have in number 5, keys.
Exactly.
Keys.
Your keys are small metal things, objects, which you use to open or close your door. But we want you to concentrate on the pronunciation of this word.
Exactly. So if you have EY in English, so let's think of a very famous celebrity like George Clooney.
Mm,
It's going to be pronounced as E. E.
exactly. Many people, many students are tempted to pronounce A, for example, K's, but we do
Or
not pronounce it
Clooney.
like this. Keep it level, one sound,
Exactly.
E, keys.
E. Keys. Keys.
So practice this also at home, keys.
Exactly.
Okay,
Keys.
so let's
So
think, who is the guest and who is the receptionist?
I'm Ms. Evans. That is not the receptionist.
I think, would the receptionist introduce their name? Probably not. I would say guest.
Only in a very upper, like a really,
Do you
really
think
nice
so?
hotel. They
Yeah,
would maybe say, I am, and I will be serving you for the
yeah. So shall we say
duration.
guest for number one?
Yes,
Yeah, let's say guest.
yes. Good job, Sophia.
Oh, thank you. Fantastic. What about I have a reservation?
I
Would the
have a reservation.
receptionist say I have a reservation?
N-
No, the receptionist
No,
would say you have a reservation.
exactly.
So we'll say
Exactly.
guest again for this one.
Good job.
Wow, thank you.
You're flying through these. How about number 3? Hello, welcome to the Royal Hotel. The guest, when they arrive, need
Yeah,
to say their name.
yeah, I think that if you're saying welcome to the hotel, you need to be a person who works in the hotel. So this would be
Exactly.
the receptionist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And number 4.
Nice to meet you, Miss Evans. Um,
So Miss Evans is the guest.
Miss Evans is the guest, so we have a response. So this must be the receptionist.
Here's hoping.
Hmm.
And 5, here are your room keys. So who gives the keys?
I imagine that the receptionist would give the keys to the guest when the guest arrives at the hotel.
Exactly. So
But
that's the receptionist
yeah,
too.
but if
And then,
it's the opposite, if the guest is saying bye and leaving the
uh-huh,
hotel, the guest would say, "Here are the room keys," because we must
exactly.
return the keys to the receptionist.
We just changed the your to the at that point.
Yeah. And then
That's
we have,
interesting.
what's your name? It could be
It
either
could be
one.
both. It could be both, to be honest, but
You could have the receptionist, or you could have the guest just being very, very friendly.
yeah. Usually they have a name tag.
Yeah, it's true.
Usually.
So we'll say the receptionist for this one, asking the guest for their name.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
that should be the receptionist. Fantastic. Great. So this conversation is not in the correct order
exactly. So what we
at
will
all.
do next is we will put this conversation into the correct order. So how do you think we should start, Alex?
We should start with a greeting.
I agree. Yeah, I think a greeting is a good way to start. So shall we
Exactly.
start with hello?
Yes. So
Hello, welcome to the Royal Hotel. I would start there.
yeah, I think that's probably the correct one. So hello, welcome to the Royal
Oh,
Hotel.
hello is the full version of this word, but in English we like to contract to shorten our words. So we can say hello, hi, even hey, which is informal.
Very
Or,
informal, yeah.
or we also like to borrow some Italian words. So you might even hear ciao
Yeah.
sometimes.
If it's from a receptionist, so the receptionist is working, they usually won't contract. They'll start saying hello.
Exactly.
Probably
But
not hi. If they say, "Hey, welcome to the Royal Hotel," it's a bit
uh,
strange.
I mean, go on.
I don't know. It's the person would have to be very friendly in
Yeah,
order to
but
say that.
again, like you've got the Royal Hotel. The Royal Hotel is
Exactly.
upper level. If they're saying, "Hey, welcome to the Backpackers Hotel, hostel," even, "Hey, welcome to
Sure.
Backpackers Hostel," yeah, sure. I mean, we've got a much more informal situation. Welcome to the
Exactly.
Royal Hotel. We're going to
Exactly.
go
Hello.
to hello.
Not hey, hi.
No, I don't think so. Um,
Okay. So
what would we
after
say
that,
next?
hello, welcome to the Royal Hotel.
Maybe,
What's
well,
your name?
yeah, maybe. Or maybe the guest would say, "I have a reservation," but it sounds strange for the guest to say, "I have a reservation," and not say hello. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I say to you, "Oh, hello, welcome to the Royal Hotel." And Alex replies, "I have a
I have a
reservation."
reservation. It's like the Terminator.
Exactly. It's like no interaction there at all.
That would be
Um,
awful. Maybe what's your name then?
Okay, so we'll have the receptionist say two things. "Welcome to the Royal Hotel. What's your name?"
Exactly.
And then
Exactly.
we can have the response, "I'm Mrs. Evans."
Yep.
Perfect.
So I'm Ms. Evans. Followed with maybe I have a reservation.
That's a good idea. Yes, we can have "I have a reservation" after that. Or maybe the receptionist can respond, "Nice to meet you, Miss Evans."
As well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Ms. Evans.
yeah. How would we finish?
Usually we finish at the reception with the keys. So when the receptionist is happy with the reservation, they give you the keys and then you leave.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we'll finish with, "Here are your room keys."
Hi, Lisa.
Usually, hi Lisa. Usually there is more in the conversation. Usually you need to complete some documents, maybe give your passport or your identity card. It's usually a bit more complicated
Yeah,
than this. All right, so shall we
exactly.
put these into the correct order?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Sophia,
Hello, welcome to the Royal Hotel. What's your name?
I'm Ms. Evans. I have a reservation.
Nice to meet you, Miss Evans. Here are your room keys.
I'm very happy that I'm Ms. Evans in this interaction.
All right.
Okay.
So,
So remember, guys, we need to say reservation. Reservation. It's almost a z at this point. Z, not
exactly.
s. Reservation. And we have keys. Keys. Exactly.
Good job.
Was there one more? I can't remember. No. Reservation
Yep,
and keys.
that was it.
Keys. Just like
Okay.
a kiwi. Keys.
Oh, yeah, it's true. So here we have the same conversation again. We will practice this dialogue and we will practice saying our own name instead of the name on the slide.
Exactly. So,
Let's try.
hello. Welcome to the Royal Hotel. What's your name?
I'm Miss Pope. I have a reservation.
Nice to meet you, Miss Pope. Here are your room keys.
Nice. Shall we change, Alex?
Yes, let's.
Okay. So, hello. Welcome to the Royal Hotel. What's your name?
I'm Mr. Foster. I have a reservation.
Nice to meet you, Mr. Foster. Here are your room keys.
Thank you.
Very good.
Bye-bye.
So, what you notice here is we didn't say the names that you can see. We didn't say Alex and Sophia. We used our second names or our family names or our surnames.
Exactly.
Pope.
Surname,
Pope.
second name. There's so many names.
Yeah, you can say second name, surname, last name, or family
last
name. And this is the name that you share, that you have in common with your family.
Okay, name of your family.
Exactly. What you also notice is that we changed our title. On the slide on the screen in front of you, you can see Ms. Evans. When I
Exactly.
introduced myself, I did not use Ms., I used Miss Pope. And Alex, on the other hand,
I used Mr. So Mr. Foster, not Miss Foster.
exactly. So let's talk about our titles in English. If you are a man, it's very simple. You are Mr. We're writing in the comments. Exactly. Mr. is for men.
Exactly. So Mr. is pronounced like this, Mr. I've written it in the comments as well,
Exactly.
Mr.
In fact, this is the full version of the word, but we contract it when we are writing. So if you're a
Exactly.
man, simple, you are Mr. Ladies.
Very easy. More complicated.
Yeah, let's go through this. So if you are a woman, you have 3 options for your title, and they are connected to if you are married or not married.
Exactly. So these are the 3 ones that we have. We have Mrs., Miss, and Ms.
For women.
And these are all for women. So let's help you decide what you.
You are. If you are married, you will use the first one, Mrs.
Exactly.
So if we bring this up, practice the pronunciation as well. Mrs. There are 2 syllables in this word.
Exactly. So Mrs. would be pronounced like almost Mrs.
It would be, well, the spelling, if you do it completely, is like this.
Let's see. Oh, thank you, Sophia.
Yeah, that's the complete word, just like Mr. as you wrote before.
So that's Mrs.
Exactly. So if you're married, you can use Mrs. If you are not married, if you are a single lady, you can use Miss. It is written completely, M-I-S-S, if you are single, and the pronunciation is Miss.
Exactly. So that's Miss.
Yeah. Then we have Ms. Ms is, well, there are 2 ways you can use Ms. You can use Ms if you were married in the past, but now you are divorced. So instead of returning to Miss, you become Ms.
Yep. If you do not want to reveal if you are married or single, obviously with Mr., we don't know if the man is married or single, which is very sexist.
It is a bit sexist, yes.
So for women, they have an option of Ms. So if you do not want to say I am Mrs., so married, or Miss, single, is just use Ms.
Exactly. If you prefer not to say if you're married or not married, Ms. is your option. Okay, so decide what you are, what is your title in English, and practice saying your title with your surname. This is how you will introduce yourself in a formal situation in English. We forgot to mention doctor as well.
Yeah. So doctor is when you get a PhD at university.
Exactly. So when you have done not your first degree, not your second degree, but your third degree, so your doctor's degree, then you can have the title of doctor in English. This is for men and for women.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't change. Another thing that's important is Miss and Mrs. does not represent the age of the woman at all.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. You could meet someone who's still very young but married, and they are Mrs. They can't say Miss. Of course, people usually are married later in life, but still, you can find people who are 18 and they're Mrs. already.
Exactly. It's not connected to your age, but to if you are married or not married.
Exactly.
Okay. Shall we go on to look at
Yes.
some vocabulary in hotels? We have some pictures and we have some words. Would you like to read the words, Alex?
Of course, we have double room, balcony, single room, bathroom, good view, and breakfast.
Very nice. So let's look at our pictures and see what kinds of rooms we can see. So in the first picture, I see just one bed and it's a small bed.
Yeah,
So
it's
this
a very
is for,
small bed.
yeah, this is for one, this is a room for one person. What do you think we'll
Exactly.
call this?
Not a double room, because it's just one.
Exactly. Shall we call this a single room?
It should be a single room.
Yeah, let's call this a single
Voila.
room. Excellent. Number two, I think this is very simple for everybody.
This is a balcony, right?
Exactly. You might be so lucky and have one in your apartment, in your house, where you can sit and enjoy the sunshine. So we'll write here a balcony for number two.
Exactly. That was a balcony. Number three. So in number three, we have a big bed. I don't think it's for just one person.
No, it's a bed for two people. So when it's for two people, we will call this a double room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a double room.
Yeah. Pay attention though, because a double room, a bed, excuse me, a room for two people with one bed is a double room. But if it's a bed for two people and with two beds, we have a different word for this. Do you know what this is called, Alex?
I'm trying to remember.
So if we have two single beds and two people in the room, we call this a twin room.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, twin room. Two single beds, two people in the room is a twin room. If it's two people and one bed, a double room.
Exactly. But with a twin room, it's not a random person. So usually, let's say, for example, I travel with my brother. We don't want to share the same bed. So we have two single beds in the same room.
Exactly.
Obviously, if you travel with your partner, then you'll have just a double room. You share the same bed, and that's fine.
Yeah. Okay, let's look at our next picture. We can see a window here, and we can see the panorama.
Is this a mountain lodge?
Maybe it's a bit small for me to see. I can't. Is it mountains? Or
it
is
looks
it
like mountains.
Okay,
no, mountains and trees.
Nice. So this panorama in English we call a view. So this is a room with a good view.
Yeah, beautiful room.
Yeah.
It's a really, really good view. Have you stayed in any places with particularly good views?
I probably have, yeah. Places. The place I stayed when I went to Austria, when I went to Innsbruck, it didn't have a good view from the window, but from the balcony, it had a very nice view of the mountains around Innsbruck. Yeah.
Nice.
What about you, Alex? Have you stayed in a place with a good view? I know you
Yes.
have.
So apart from the obvious one in Iceland,
No, that's the
that
one I was thinking of.
every single place had a fantastic view. Really,
Yeah.
really spoiled. I went to a hotel in Molveno, up in the north of Italy,
Okay.
and it's basically a lake in the center of the city with mountains all
Wow,
around,
fantastic.
and it's
Really
really
amazing.
beautiful. It's
Wow.
really, really beautiful.
What did you call it?
Molveno. I'll
Is it
write it.
in Trentino?
I think it is.
All right, nice.
It's very, very beautiful.
Nice.
Molveno.
All right, and then we have number 5. Well, this is quite obvious. This one is bathroom. Do you know what
It
we
is
call?
not an Italian bathroom.
Is there no bidet in it?
No.
I imagine it's very strange for Italians when they go on holiday abroad and they can't find the bidet in the bathroom.
Exactly.
Just as strange as it was for us when we came to Italy for the first time. There was this extra appliance in every
exactly.
every bathroom.
For washing your shoes, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Washing your shoes, washing your feet as well. And what do we call it when you have a hotel room and the bathroom is part of your hotel room? It's part of your bedroom.
So we use a French word for this.
Exactly. We've borrowed a French word, which is ensuite, which Alex will write as well so that you can see it. So when your bathroom is part of your bedroom, it's not in the corridor, it's not a separate part of the house. You have an ensuite bathroom. Maybe you also have an ensuite bathroom in your apartment or in your house.
Exactly. So my parents have an ensuite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very fortunate if you have an ensuite bathroom.
It's your own private bathroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then finally, we have breakfast, our final picture.
So again, for the pronunciation, we don't say fast, we say breakfast. It's very closed. So not breakfast, but break, again closed, breakfast.
Exactly. Use 2 short syllable sounds here, breakfast. Let's try to think. We've got some different features, different characteristics of hotels. Let's see if we can think of other things you can find in a hotel, other things that you can ask for in a hotel.
Room service.
Very nice. So can you explain to us, Alex, what is room service?
Yeah. So typically a hotel has a restaurant as well. But sometimes you want to stay in your room. Maybe you need to work, or maybe you don't want to leave your room.
You just want to stay in bed, really.
Exactly. You want to pretend that you are very, very rich or something.
Yeah.
You phone the reception and you ask for room service. So room service comes to your room with food.
Yep, they have a trolley usually, and they will bring the food to your room. You could ask for a wake-up call as well in the morning. Maybe you are a person who isn't very good with alarm clocks, who sleeps a lot. Maybe you have an early flight, an early meeting. So you can say to the receptionist, please, can you wake me up at 6 a.m., for example.
Exactly.
So at 6 a.m., the receptionist will call you and say, Mr. Foster, it's time for your meeting.
Wake up.
Wake up. Exactly.
Beep, beep, beep. Yeah. Usually I don't know about you, but in new hotels, they don't usually make a point of saying anything about wake up calls. In old hotels,
this is a much more traditional traditional hotels, and I imagine still in more traditional hotels, maybe in places like the Hilton or the Marriott Hotel, you could find this kind of service.
Definitely.
Yeah. What other
So
features can hotels have?
yeah, hotels often have places where you can relax. So
Absolutely.
maybe
They
we
might
can have
have a gym,
maybe a gym.
maybe
Yep.
even a swimming pool, and possibly even a spa inside the
Yeah.
hotel. Have you ever stayed in a hotel with a swimming pool and spa, Alex?
Yes, in Molveno.
Oh, wonderful. I'll have to
It
visit this
was fun.
place.
Yeah, no, please. It's fantastic as well because the swimming pool is basically in a big conservatory and
Okay.
you can see all of the mountains around you.
Oh, wow, that's fantastic. That sounds amazing.
It's very
Um,
relaxing.
yeah.
Very,
Um,
very relaxing. Anything else? Sometimes they have rental services.
yeah, so you can rent a car directly from the hotel, or a bike or a motorbike even. Different
Exactly.
meals. We mentioned breakfast, but many hotels will also have a restaurant where you can have lunch and you can have dinner at certain times during the day. And
Yeah,
these restaurants often are not only for the customers, or not only for the guests of the hotel. Some very famous hotel restaurants are open to the public.
exactly. Also, if you fly somewhere, maybe you don't want a taxi to your hotel, but the hotel offers a shuttle service.
Exactly. So they will have a car or a minivan,
Hmm.
maybe a small bus, and they will collect you from the airport. And at the end of your holiday, will also take you to the airport. And this is especially useful for those flights at 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., when you have
Definitely.
to find a taxi or navigate public transport to get to the airport. Sometimes it's just easier to use the
Exactly.
hotel shuttle service to take you to the airport.
So hotels have a lot of things.
Yeah, you might also find inside your room Wi-Fi, a
Yep.
television, or air
A mini
conditioning,
fridge.
a mini fridge, a mini bar, so a fridge and a cupboard with drinks and snacks, which are usually very, very expensive.
Yes, exactly. Too expensive.
Too expensive. And usually you just say, okay, let's not touch these.
I had a bad experience with
Oh,
a
tell us.
minibar. The first time I went to a minibar to a hotel by myself,
Oh no.
um, I thought that the minibar was included,
No, Alex.
and I drank and ate not everything, but nearly.
Oh no.
And when I went downstairs to check out to say bye to the
Yes.
hotel, the man asked, "Did you drink or eat anything from the minibar?" And I said, "Of course."
Oh no, Alex.
After a while, he said, "Don't worry, you don't need to keep on listing."
Oh
I,
no. How much did you pay extra?
it wasn't ridiculous, but at the time I was still a student, so I
So it
think it was
seemed like very something. It seemed like
it
a lot of
was
money.
yeah, like 30, 40 euros
Yeah. Oh no.
extra. This was in Florence.
Well,
Oh well,
it's a
now I
beginner's
know.
it's a beginner's mistake,
Exactly. I was
right?
so happy. Oh well,
We have 1 minute left. Shall we just read our final dialogue where we can put this all
exactly.
together? So we might have here the receptionist ask us, what kind of room do you want? Kind in
Yeah,
this situation is type. What type of room do you want?
exactly. I want a double room with a good view.
Hmm. Yes, certainly. Room 203 is available. Here are your room keys. Available,
Exactly.
if you have been watching our webinars, available is free. It's empty. You can stay there because there is no other person in the room.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Um, Also, another thing that is important is when we have numbers that are not scientific,
Mm.
we say O, not 0, but O. So not 203, but 203.
Exactly. So you can practice at home, changing these types of rooms. Maybe I want a single room, or I want a twin room with
Exactly.
a bathroom, with breakfast. You can try different combinations.
Enjoy your hotel in the
Yes, enjoy
future.
your hotel experiences in the future. Hopefully now you are ready to do your check-in at a hotel. That's all we have
Exactly.
time for this today.
Exactly.
So
Thank you for
we will see
coming.
you. Thank you very much. We will see you soon.
See you soon.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.